Otega, Oweh, and Jaland Lowe officially test the NBA draft process. Will it be a surprise that they return? Especially Oweh? I don't think so. Let's take a look at what's new. Otega, Oweh, and Jaland Lowe's decision to test the waters of the NBA draft is a strategic move that reflects not only personal ambition, but also Mark Pope's collective vision for the future of Kentucky basketball. The point guard duo, whose names now officially appear on the list of early candidates for the 2025 draft, are at a pivotal point in their college careers. They have a lot to gain from this experience, regardless of whether or not they are selected in this year's draft. More than that, the Kentucky Wildcats program comes out stronger with this move. The first reason to bet on the return of these two talents is the clear development opportunity that the draft process offers. By participating in workouts, interviews, and possibly the NBA combine, Oweh and Lowe will have access to valuable feedback from scouts, coaches, and executives from the professional league. This type of detailed evaluation is virtually impossible to obtain on the field of college basketball. For Oweh, who already demonstrated a high level of performance last season with an impressive average of 16.2 points per game, this feedback could be the difference in fine-tuning small details in his game. He has already proven to be one of the best athletes in the SEC conference, but to reach NBA-ready status, he may need to further improve his shooting efficiency and his leadership skills as a primary point guard. As for Lowe, a promising youngster still looking to solidify his place, he has everything to use this experience as a compass to shape his technical and mental development. Both will return to Lexington more mature, more prepared, and with a renewed arsenal to face the challenges of the next college cycle. The second big reason to believe in the return of both is the lack of concrete guarantees of selection in this year's draft. While the dream of playing in the NBA is a legitimate aspiration for any college player, the reality is that neither Oweh nor Lowe are comfortably placed in the current projections. Oweh, despite being ranked 77th on ESPN's main draft board by Jonathan Givony, is still far from guaranteed a spot in a draft with only 59 picks. Lowe, who was not even listed in the initial predictions, likely understands that there is still work to be done to become a competitive name in the professional scene. This realization, combined with the flexibility of the NCAA's eligibility system, allows both players to return to Kentucky without compromising their future draft prospects. This means they can continue to develop in a highly competitive environment and under the care of a coach like Mark Pope, who has demonstrated a knack for maximizing the potential of his players. But the gains don't stop with the players themselves. Kentucky basketball also comes away strengthened by this decision. If Oweh and Lowe return, as many expect, they will bring with them a wealth of invaluable experience. Oweh, in particular, would be a key player on Pope's roster for the 2025-26 season. His presence on the perimeter would provide stability and confidence to a team that will undergo significant changes after the departure of several players. Additionally, the prospect of Lowe assuming a more central role on the team is exciting. The young point guard has had a promising start to his college career and, with the feedback he gained during the draft process, could make a major leap in his performance. Combining these two players with the recruitment of new talent could result in a balanced and competitive roster capable of competing for major titles next season. It's worth noting that testing the draft is not just a practical matter, but also a statement of ambition. The fact that Oweh and Lowe are willing to put their names on the list of candidates shows that they have higher aspirations and are willing to work to achieve them. That's exactly the kind of mentality that makes Kentucky basketball a machine for producing elite players for the NBA. Even if they don't make it into the league this year, the simple act of exploring their options raises the bar and motivation within the program. Mark Pope knows this, and by supporting his players through this process, he reinforces his long-term vision for the team's success. For the players, it's an opportunity for growth and self-evaluation. For Kentucky, it's a chance to keep two key talents on its roster while preparing them for greater heights in the future. Let's get going. It's always a surprise to talk about the Wildcats and the NFL too, let me tell you, because the recent story of Damai Sumo Karngbae, or simply DSK, as he's known by fans, will he be a different player in the NFL? Let's talk about the latest on football too. DSK received an invitation to participate in the Baltimore Ravens training camp, an opportunity that, although it doesn't guarantee a spot on the final roster, represents a significant step in any player's career. For those who followed his journey from his days at North Carolina State University to his transfer to Kentucky, it's not hard to see the magnitude of this moment. DSK arrived at the Wildcats in the middle of an offseason marked by strategic moves, including the arrival of quarterback Devin Leary, also from the Wolfpack. His time in Lexington was brief, but impactful, establishing himself as a crucial piece in the team's ground attack. In 24 games with the Wildcats, DSK racked up an impressive 725 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. Numbers that, while solid, don't tell the full story of his contribution to the team. It was in the big moments that he really shined, especially in 2024, when he recorded 586 rushing yards on 129 carries and 5 touchdowns. Among those moments was his performance against then No. 1 ranked Georgia in an epic home game. Despite the 13-12 loss, DSK made his mark with an incredible 98 rushing yards, the most by a Kentucky player against a number 1 ranked opponent in program history. DSK's invitation to the Ravens training camp is further evidence of Kentucky's growing reach on the national stage. He joins an impressive crop of former Wildcats players who are looking to make it big in the professional league. This year's draft brought immediate attention to Max Hairston, selected in the first round by the Buffalo Bills, and Deone Walker, selected in the 4th round by the same team. In addition, other names such as Jamon Dumas-Johnson, Packers, Zion Childress, Cowboys, Marcus Cox, Broncos, Eli Cox, Texans, and Trayvon Ripka, Dolphins, secured contracts as undrafted free agents, UFA. This diverse crop of talent reflects the program's ability to develop athletes ready to compete at the professional level, regardless of their position or background. Transferring to a new college program, especially in a conference as competitive as the SEC, is a challenge that few players successfully face. However, DSK not only adapted quickly to Kentucky's offensive system, but he also became a key part of the team's running attack. His power running, field vision, and ability to find gaps in opposing defenses caught the attention of analysts and coaches. Now, he'll have a chance to prove himself in Baltimore, where the Ravens are constantly looking for versatile pieces to bolster their running game. It's impossible to talk about Kentucky's recent success without mentioning the philosophy of Mark Stoops, who has shaped the program with a mindset of continuous growth for years. His approach is not just focused on winning on the field, although those are important, but also on the overall development of players. Stoops and his staff have demonstrated a remarkable ability to identify underrated talents like DSK and develop them into athletes ready for the next level. Now, as DSK prepares to take on the challenge in Baltimore, Kentucky fans have yet another reason to tune in to NFL practices and games. He'll face a competitive training camp where he'll need to demonstrate not only his physical abilities, but also his ability to learn quickly and adapt to the professional level. For someone who has proven his ability to overcome adversity and step up in crucial moments, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to show the world what he can do. We're all rooting for him. Comment your opinion.